What are you looking at? Hey, this is Dave Osborne from KidsGuitarAcademy.com, and welcome to another free Kids Guitar Academy tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to play a really fun version of Carol of the Bells. And I'm really excited about this tutorial. It is going to be even awesomer than... Wait, is awesomer a word? There you go. Oh, but seriously, I am super excited about this tutorial because it comes directly out of our brand new guitar course called the Ultimate Christmas Guitar Course, where I teach 15 of the funnest Christmas songs to play on guitar. Each song comes with sheet music, MP3 downloads, slow play-along videos, like the works. The course seriously turned out awesome, so you have to check it out. I'll put information about it in the description below. Alright, so hey, make sure your guitar's in tune, and let's jump right in to learning Carol of the Bells. Alright, so let's jump into learning Carol of the Bells. This song definitely sounds great played on electric with a little distortion and reverb, but if you're playing acoustic, it sounds great on acoustic as well. Let's first talk about the structure of the song. So this song is going to start with a short intro, which is going to lead into 3 themes. After you play those 3 themes, those same 3 themes are going to reprise, but just an octave higher. So when you first play through theme 1, you'll be playing it down here. But on the reprise of theme 1, you'll be up here. Same notes, just an octave higher. After you reprise the 3 themes, you'll end with a short finale. Alright, so let's jump into our intro. Here's how it sounds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so as you see, this intro is played primarily on the 3rd string, starting at the 7th fret. Now I just use my first finger to drag these notes down. Move back up to 3rd fret. 3rd string open, landing on the 3rd fret of the 4th string with the middle finger. Now that's important because adding that middle finger in on that last note is going to put us in the 2nd position, which is exactly where we need to be to get into that first theme. I'm also adding a little vibrato on the notes by slightly bending the string in a downward direction. This is totally optional. Alright, so let me play through this one time before we get into the first theme. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so once again, landing on that 3rd fret note with the middle finger puts us right in the 2nd position where we need to be for theme number 1. Here it is. 1, 2, 3. So that theme has 2 sections. In the first section, we're just playing the notes on the 4th string using our 1st and 2nd fingers. Now there's one very important thing I need to introduce right now. This song is a great study in alternate picking. In fact, I use it all the time with my students that are trying to learn how to alternate pick. Anywhere that you see 8th notes, you want to pick down up. Now in this first theme, we just have one group of eighth notes, the two middle notes there on the second and third fret. So the best way to pick this would be to go down, down, up, down. And then you would repeat that picking pattern as you continue to repeat this phrase. Down, down, up, down. Down, down, up, down. You first try by linking 2 together, and then 3, and then 4. Now, just so you know, this doesn't have to be alternate picked. You still can play this entire song with down picking. It's just a great opportunity to work in alternate picking into your technique if you're at a place to do that in your playing. Not only that, but each theme progressively adds in more eighth notes so that you're actually alternate picking more and more with each theme, as you'll see. Okay, so once you've got the first part of this theme down, you want to move into the second part, which is virtually the same, the exact same timing, but we're actually playing between the third and fourth strings here. We're starting on the second fret of the third string, playing a couple more notes there, and then moving back to the third fret on the fourth string. Once again, if you're able to, try picking down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Let me play through that part slow. 2, 3. All right, now of course, once you've worked this theme out, you want to link these two phrases together. We'll try that one time before moving into the second theme. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So here's theme 2. All right, so for this theme, we're moving back to the first position. We're going to start with our third finger on the second string, playing a series of 3s to the first fret, moving down to the third string with the third finger, staying on that string, and then moving down to the fourth string to catch the third fret there. So as we're going from string to string, we're always leading with the third finger. Now for the second half, we move back up to the third string, staying there before moving to the fourth string open. Here's that second half again. This is a pretty long phrase, so I recommend playing the first 2 bars, ending on the first note of the third bar. Then once you have that down, practice just the last 2 bars, starting on that last note you played. This is especially helpful if you're trying to work in alternate picking here. Notice that we now have 2 groupings of eighth notes that we're dealing with. So the picking pattern would be down, down, up, down, up. Then again, down, down, up, down, up. And again, down, down, up, down, up. So we're steadily working in more alternate picking into our phrase. Okay, now once you've worked this phrase out, try playing it along with me at a slow pace. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. All right, so now moving into theme 3, we're going to be moving up one position to the second position. This is a 2-bar phrase that repeats twice. Here's how it sounds. All right. So notice that going into the second position enables me to use stronger fingers here, the first and third finger, first and second finger, which actually also helps me to play faster. So we start on the 5th string, we play it open, to the 2nd fret, to the 4th. Move up a string, open, to the 2nd, to the 3rd, and then up one more string to the 3rd string, which we play open, 2nd, open, and then landing on the 3rd fret of the 4th string as our last note. Now, once again, with this theme, we're adding in an extra 2 groupings of 8th notes. So you have a whole series of down-up strokes that you'd be able to do in a row with this theme. One thing to watch for is your string crossings. As you cross from string to string using alternate picking, your pick will want to reset to a downstroke each time you change to a new string. But you don't want to do that. You want to use what's called a strict alternating pattern, where you're actually always switching to the opposite stroke as you go from string to string. Here's what I mean. So using this phrase, I'd pick it down, up, down. Now as I move to the next string, it's going to be up, down, up. As I move to the next string, down, up, down again. So I'm keeping that alternate picking pattern very consistent. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. All right, now once you've got that down, try playing it with me slow. 1, 2, 3. Great. Okay, so now we've completed all 3 themes. What's going to happen at this point is we're going to reprise each one of those. Our reprise on the first theme is found in the 5th position. So we want to move that first finger up so it's in line with the 5th fret. As we play this, the middle finger we'll use to play any notes on the 6th fret, and the 3rd finger we'll use to play any notes on the 7th fret. Here's how it sounds. 1, 2, 3. Now you'll notice by looking at the tab that at this point we actually have repeat marks telling us to play that phrase through another 4 times. Now all that's happening there is we're using our middle finger on the 6th fret and going back to the 5th fret with the first finger, and 4th until we get to the 7th fret on the 3rd string. Once again, if you're using your alternate picking, it'd be exactly the same as theme 1. Down, down, up, down. Down, down, up, down. Now just like the first time we played theme 1, this has 2 parts, where the second part is a variation on the first part. So we're going to move up a couple of positions to the 8th position, and we're going to start with our 3rd finger on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. Here's how the second part sounds. And once again, we're going to repeat that an extra time through. So one thing you'll notice on this part, as I'm playing these notes on the 2nd string, and I come back to that 10th fret note, I'm going to need to jump down to the 10th fret on the 3rd string. This can be a little bit tricky to do since I'm using that same 3rd finger to move down to the same fret on the next string. It actually can cause a little bit of awkwardness as we try to jump that finger. So one strategy to use is to use the 2nd finger to come up and over and play the 10th fret on the 3rd string. Now, there's no reason why you can't just jump the 3rd finger or even kind of roll it over. Do what's comfortable for you. Both work really well. All right, so let me play through the theme 1 reprise in its entirety, but without the repeats. So 4 times for each phrase. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. All right, so this leads us to the theme 2 reprise, which is really sort of the peak of the song. It's that dramatic phrase that's played really up high in the 10th position. Here's how it sounds. Okay, so the key here is to keep that hand in the 10th position. We're going to start on that 10th fret of the 1st string, and then we're going to use our pinky to hit the 13th fret of the 2nd string. We need that because we're going to play 3 notes in a row on this string. That was 13, 11, and 10. We hit 10 a couple more times before traveling down to the 3rd string, 12th fret, to 10, back to 12, and then we're going to move up to the 2nd string where we're going to play 10, 11, and then skip down to the 4th string, 12th fret to finish the phrase off. Here's what it looks like slow. Now, just like you did the first time you played theme 2, a great way to break this long phrase up is to play it through the first 2 bars, ending on the 1st note of the 3rd bar, like this. And then practice from that point to the end, so the last 2 bars. You know, and I'll just loop those until I get them solid. Then you link them together. Once again, great opportunity here to work in some alternate picking in this higher position. The picking pattern itself would be down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. All right, well, once you've worked through this phrase, try playing it along with me at a slow pace. 1, 2, 3. Great. So one more theme to reprise here. Theme number 3, which is actually found in the 6th position. So we're going to move down from the 10th position to the 6th position. The note we're targeting is the 7th fret note on the 4th string. So that's what you've got to get to. And you want to get to it with your middle finger. Okay, so getting to that note, is going to enable us to do this long run here that we have for theme number 3, and then the finale that follows immediately after. All right, so let me play through the theme number 3 reprise. Here's how it sounds. Okay, so as you see, we have a 2-bar phrase that's just repeated twice. Like I said, we start on the 7th fret with our middle finger. We go to the 9th fret with our pinky. We move up a string, and we play 6th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, again with the pinky. Move up to the 2nd string, we play 6th fret, 8th fret, which we are then going to use to slide up to 10th. So we did 6th fret, 8th fret, slide to 10 with that 3rd finger. Now we're in position to use the 1st finger for the 8th fret, dragging them down to the 6th fret. So there's kind of a lot going on that 2nd string. I just focus on those 2nd string notes and moves as a way to get used to the end of that phrase. And then piece it together. All right, and then like I mentioned, you'll do it twice in a row. Go ahead and try playing it with me once you've worked it out and have become comfortable with it. 1, 2, 3. All right, so this leads us right into the finale. So the finale is a long string of 8th notes that end on the 10th fret of the 1st string. When you look at the first bar, you'll notice that this is exactly the same thing we played in the theme 3 reprise that we just did. Once it gets up to the 2nd string though, it changes. You're actually going to backtrack 3 notes to the 7th fret on the 3rd string and play straight up an additional 6 notes. So really what we have here is a 6-note pattern. The first 6 notes, the second 6 notes. At that point, we're going to go back a couple of notes, just like before. This time to the 8th fret, we're going to play it twice, to the 10th fret twice, 9th fret on the 1st string, twice, and then our last note there on the 10th fret. Here's what it looks like slow. And at full speed, all right, it's a challenging phrase, a lot of 8th notes, so it's played quicker, and definitely if you're working out your alternate picking, this will boost your technique big time. But like I said, it still can be played with all downstrokes if you're not quite there yet. That's no problem. Well, once you've worked this out, try playing it with me slow. 1, 2, 3. Hey, thanks for joining me for this free Kids Guitar Academy tutorial on how to play Carol of the Bells. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you in the next Kids Guitar Academy tutorial.